I'll answer any questions for you guys.
Go ahead, third row left.
Hey, Coach, I just noticed the sign you had over there with Jared Barnes, going for his PhD. Can you just talk about, we don't get to see him a lot on Saturdays, but what he means to the program and what he does off the field?
Yeah, I just hope we hire him at some point at this university. I love him. I think he's a great role model for a lot of our players, and not just our players, but college football. So I love him to death, and I think when he speaks, people listen, and that's why we did that.
Front row right, Austin.
Urban, is there a challenge for a running back like Mike if you hold him out of contact all week and then go back out that?
Not so much this time of year. This time of year, you know, you back off on some of the contact anyway. So not early in the year, yeah, but not so much now.
How long had you been dealing with that? First heard of
3 or 4 weeks.
Really?
But no, I mean, it's 7 other guys have it too.
But he's got to take that pounding, you know, running back. Seems like that. I mean, how do you manage that? Just what you're doing with practice?
Yeah.
Cool.
Third row left, Eric.
Coach, I know on Monday you talked about CJ Hill earning some more playing time. I think he only had like 9 receptions this year. Is he kind of ready for like a bigger role in the offense? I think he had that catch against Northwestern and then a couple of nice plays.
Yeah, he's coming up the ranks. I think we redshirted him last year, so he's a first-year player, and typical progression of a young person that takes his role pretty seriously, and a very nice talent to him. So yeah, he's just typical transition from a young player to get some playing time.
Front row right, Bill.
I asked about Mike Weber yesterday. I want to ask you a follow-up. Was there a time that you ever had to have a talk with him about, okay, Zeke is gone, don't try to be Zeke, be yourself?
Try to be Zeke. Yeah.
Do that.
No, there's the thing that we try to do around here, in all seriousness, is there's standards of be Von Bell. Go be him. Be be Bosa. Yeah, those are standards that have been set here. So yeah, go do it.
How did he react?
Well, he's getting better. You know, his mentality of without the ball wasn't quite there. Certainly was nowhere near. And then he's done a pretty good job though. I think he's still growing into it, but yeah, go do what that position is supposed to do.
When you see that Zeke, that sophomore year, took off around this time of year, do you see that potential in him?
Sure. Hope.
Front row middle, Dave.
With Weber a little banged up, might you use Damari McCall a little bit more this week, or maybe Antonio Williams?
Not Antonio. He's dealing with some shoulder soreness too. But DeMario's starting to make a move right now.
And you mentioned on Monday, Curtis Samuel will get the first crack at the punt return job. Is that still the plan when he be the primary punt returner?
Yeah.
And what do you think he brings to that role? What stands out about him?
Just the skill set that's a wow. And
Second row middle, Ryan.
When you look at the way the team played on Saturday, how close do you think y'all are to your ceiling, and what would you like to see them improve?
well, with first-year players, a lot of times, you get the up and downs. If you remember back in 14 and other young teams I've had, you see a little bit of that, where usually a mature team is a little bit steadier. And but I mean, they played well. Our mantra around here is 9 strong. That's one of the first games we had where all 9 were right on point. And that's our mission, is go on the road and play 9 strong.
Second row left, Lori.
Coach, you mentioned backing up kind of at this time of year. Has it been tough for you to balance who gets reps in practice and whatnot? Because you have such an inexperienced team, players that could benefit from extra snaps, and yet this is probably the time of year you want to pull back on that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a lot of time and discussion have gone into that, because the worst thing you can have is a tired team and fatigued team, which has happened across college football, but they need to rep. So I think we managed it pretty well. And obviously last week I think we did. I think, we're finishing a Wednesday practice. I feel decent.
When you have a player like J.T. Barrett, who isn't going to probably benefit from reps at this point, but his receivers could benefit from being with him, how do you balance that?
Oh, no. JT, the quarterback, we don't follow that pattern at all. JT needs all the reps because every game plan is a little different. And, they're working together, and you can see the steady improvement of the quarterback receivers here.
Second row left, Ari.
Urban, how's Dwayne Haskins coming along?
Good. I love his skill set. He's in good shape. My challenge to him is never accept your role. And that's hard for young players, especially very talented. I love Dwayne, great kid, great family, and I expect him to battle for a spot.
In weeks like this,
Weeks like this? No.
You know,
I think about playing Maryland.
This week.
Yeah. Beat Maryland.
Front row right, Tim.
He said, so I sit back and say, wow. No.
Well, I mean, it's a big deal.
I know, I'm just kidding you. I mean, well, don't get all sensitive on me, man. You're all right.
Can I ask one more time, though? Like,
Sure.
Like, reflect on it, though? The idea
No.
of, I mean, every year you have these huge recruiting battles, and like when you play in certain games in certain weeks with Keandre and
Beat Maryland.
okay, I won't try it. Tim.
If you had to compare Curtis Samuel and Percy Harvin, where is Curtis Samuel different in your mind? You've seen them both play up close and personal. What is different he brings to the table? Obviously, he's playing a similar position.
I think they're similar skill sets.
Yeah. In what regard? I mean, what do you see?
Well, very few people can run in between tackles, run perimeter run, and then also stretch a defense vertically. Very few people can do that.
And is he growing into that role more and more? I'm just talking about, I mean, do you see him embracing it, I guess?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's really grown up. You know, he's never been, you know, a problem. He's always been a great young person. But I see the kind that wants the ball, and that's when you know you got a premier player.
Two other quickies. Maryland defensively, they had some problems last week, obviously against Michigan. So what just jumps out at you about them?
Other than that one, they played decent defense. Started this year real strong. They had a couple tough injuries. They're likely we've known him very well for the last several years. I think he's an outstanding player. They had number four nickel player that was really good, and he also got. So they're just dealing like we are, like people are dealing with injuries, and we're prepared to get their very best at home. And
Let's quit. Do you have any reaction to what went down last night, early this morning, in the national presidential election?
that was yesterday.
Yeah.
No, no reaction.
No reaction.
And final question, Clay?
Because it is beat Maryland week, do you voice the fact that you're in the playoff now, almost?
No.
And it's survive and advance?
Not really, Clay. It's just, once again, a young team, and it's laser focus on our opponent. And I've had teams where you have those kind of conversations. Not now. It's all about, let's hit.
Need that
No,
fight.
not right now.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.